Hello and welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Bobby Pickles Podcast, proudly broadcasting on the War Boys Network. Tonight's guest is a man so delusional, he truly believes he should have won the Pulitzer Prize for a photo he snapped of his buddies outside the U.S. Capitol on the morning of January 6, 2021. According to TeeRoy Vincent Garrett, he orchestrated the money shot. Joe Biggs and a crew mean mugging on the Capitol lawn just before the barricades came down, a moment that would send Biggs into 4 years of solitary confinement and land our boy TeeRoy in a sterile jail cell rocking nothing but a pair of Speedos. I pity the fool who has to stand before a federal judge in his skivvies. But when you storm the Capitol and witness an Asian woman get shot in the crotch with a cop's cannonball grenade, well, you might just be in for one hell of a bad day. TeeRoy ended up on pre-trial probation for most of a year. Now that the dust has settled and a stack of Trump pardons supposedly handed out like Halloween candy, the big question looms. Were they ever even signed? And will they hold once Trump's out of office? Only time will tell. But for now, pour a drink, snort a line, and enjoy the story of Mr. TeeRoy, the self-proclaimed Pulitzer Prize winning Proud Boy. That's me! Hey! So I'm here with my buddy TeeRoy. He is a J6er. The guy's a total scum. He broke into the Capitol, killed a bunch of people, brutalized, and wreaked havoc. He should be in prison for life, but nope, he's here.
Yep. By the way, May 6th, about a week from now, I should be turning myself in for life in prison.
You escaped that. You were pardoned along with everybody else. We actually both attended J6 together. By the way, do you ever feel like this is going to be used against us in a court of law in 4 years when Trump comes out of office and the Democrat takes over and then they weaponize the Justice Department again? They're just going to go into the Internet archives and find this. Me talking about how I went to J6 with TeeRoy. Very stupid. But anyway, I guess we have a
We've never been known to be smart.
Very dumb. Very dumb.
No one's ever called us genius.
So TeeRoy and I both belonged to a fraternal organization that got a lot of media attention during the first Trump administration. Suffice it to say, we ended up attending numerous Stop the Steal rallies, the one in November, December, and then the one in January. Were you at all three as well? Okay. And so I know you were at least two.
Yeah, the November and the January.
Because we got that great video of you doing the Fuck Antifa song, which I'll play right now.
Well, I'm here at the Capitol building, and I gotta tell you, it's fucking insane. The fucking pigs have lost their fucking mind. They're shooting at fucking people. Fucking pepper spraying everybody. We stormed this motherfucker. This is our fucking house, and we're here to take it fucking back. Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Fucking pigs! Our fucking house. This is our fucking house.
Oh, Pickles, put that baby up.
Oh my God.
By the way, it's not done yet. It's not done yet.
What do you mean that's not done?
Well, I've got a lot of footage where the crowd at January 6th is chanting, fuck Antifa, fuck Antifa. And I want to cut that in. Yes, revamp that recording and put the crowd in there before the song starts.
Oh, my God. Send me that.
Yes, I've got it.
That would be, right before the crowd starts. We have that. You have to send me that. I have to do that. Oh my God.
I have the whole crowd at January 6th chanting fuck Antifa, which should be the beginning of that song.
We both ended up at January 6th and we both
we did.
Went together. We rendezvoused together. You put your, you actually got the hotel room and put it under your name. So I got away scot-free.
Is that how it went?
I think that it was part of it. That and also getting suspended from all of social media actually helped me. So thankfully they did that. I'm glad they did that actually, because it preserved me. But anyway, for you, so we both meet up at the base of the Washington Monument in the morning at like 9:00 a.m. You were actually helping me do some recordings. The interview I did with Joe Biggs, you were recording that. We then we marched all the way to the Capitol, going to the front, to the back, taking pictures, stopping for food. And then what happens, TeeRoy? From your perspective, take me through that day.
Well, it was a funny day. You could almost tell in the air that it wasn't going to be a normal day. Started off in the morning, and you were there. You remember this. We started off in the morning, and we all gathered at the Washington Monument, and immediately these, for lack of a better word, piece of shit Washington Metro police cops. I don't know if you remember this. There was the Washington, and then they had the Washington Monument was blocked off around the doors. And somebody had moved the barrier, so and it wasn't a barrier per se, but I don't exactly remember that. But somebody moved it so this handicapped guy could get out or in. I don't remember what part, in or out. But and then all of a sudden, all these cops want to come attack whoever moved the barrier for the handicapped guy at the monument, not at the Capitol. At the monument, and all hell broke loose. They came out, they snatched up the guy that moved the barrier for the handicapped guy, arrested him, snagged him, pulled him inside of the Washington Monument. There's an office inside there with their bulletproof glass on the bottom. And the whole crowd was nuts, dude. They wanted to kill these people, these cops. And from that point on, man, that day just went wacky.
So tell me about the breaking down the barriers. Tell me about the breach
at the Capitol.
After eating and after taking photos, what happened?
Well, I didn't eat that morning. All I had was vodka and orange juice. That's all I had that day. So that right there. Is probably a reason that I was dumb enough to march through 5 or 6 fucking barriers and go touch the hand of the devil. But so we were at the Washington Monument and shit had already gone nuts. And, Trump, I still remember Trump saying, meet me over at the Capitol building. I don't know why that lighting's doing that. I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. Trump had told us, meet me over at the Capitol so we can protest the steal, stop the steal. I wonder if I put something over my camera. No, that won't work. Oh, hold on. Here comes my waitress. I have a waitress, even though I'm in my car. It's kind of like a drive-in theater, only it's a tiki bar.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Yes. The whole wait staff loves me, bro. By the way, I am a fucking American hero. In my town, in my little town of Port Salerno, I rarely pay for drinks, by the way. I walk in, TeeRoy. This guy buys that. Anyway, so we're at the Washington Monument. And Trump says, let's march over to the Capitol to stop the steal. And I'm not going to call it Proud Boy leadership because it's Proud Boy brothership, to be honest with you. So our brothers had decided that it was time to go over to the Capitol building. We wanted to be first in line, you know.
A Stewart man, federal authorities in June identified as a member of the Proud Boys, faces prison time after pleading guilty to civil disorder related to his conduct on January 6, 2021 during a breach of the U.S. Capitol building, court records show. TeeRoy Vincent, 48, was arrested June 26 in Stewart by FBI agents on charges of assaulting a law enforcement officer and other offenses related to allegations of disrupting a joint session of the U.S. Congress convened to ascertain and count the electoral votes related to the 2020 presidential election. And there's a nice picture of you right there with a helmet on and a cigar.
Oh yeah, that was so.
Initially, Garrett, who has remained free on bond since his arrest, was charged by a criminal complaint with felony offenses of assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers in civil disorder. He also faced misdemeanor offenses of entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, active physical violence in a restricted building or grounds, and disorderly conduct in the Capitol building. On December 19th, as part of a plea deal reached with federal prosecutors, he pled guilty to one felony count of civil disorder, while 6 remaining counts were dismissed during his sentencing on May 6th, records show. So civil disorder allegations, what was that all about? Because by my recollection, and I was with you, I didn't engage in any violence, and I didn't see you engage in any violence, but I wasn't with you the whole time. At some point, you took your separate road right there. And so what kind of mischief were you creating high on vodka and orange juice?
Okay, so I touched a police officer's shield. And that did happen. I did touch the police officer's shield. However, the fucking people behind me were pushing me forward. There was nowhere for me to go. Where am I supposed to go? I'm getting pushed right up to you. What was I supposed to do? Like, I don't know how when you've got 1.4 million people behind you pushing you forward and 70 FBI agents saying, forward, don't fall back.
Move forward.
They can't arrest all of us. Matt, you up there?
And everybody pushing you forward. How you're not supposed to touch a fucking police officer's shield when he's ramming it at you. So I accidentally touched a police officer's shield as 1.4 million people were pushing me forward, and a police officer was in front of me going, no. So that happened. Yeah, it happened. I'm here to say that actually fucking happened. What the fuck you want me to do? What the fuck am I supposed to do?
You can't spell patriot without riot. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I haven't heard that one before, brother. I like that one.
That was mine. I make t-shirts, man. What do you think this is?
Bro, by the way, my Capital Raider t-shirts, I wear them around. I should have it on right now, but I've been working all day. Oh my God, motherfucker,
They
bro.
give you free beers, don't they?
Those are spicy. Oh yeah. I
What
get an
happens?
extra shot.
Oh,
I get an extra shot in my margarita. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're down there in Florida, man. I mean, that's where the free state of Florida.
Yeah.
Can't do that up here in Necky Neck. Nope. You see it sometimes. But anyway, so getting back to that day. So, like I said, I wasn't aware that you engaged in any kind of violent stuff. So you're being pushed, and you accidentally touched.
Oh, I absolutely fucked that pig up.
Accident.
I got pushed into his shield.
Okay. And so did you actually go inside the building?
No.
Because I wasn't aware that you did. Okay.
Nope, did not.
No. And then we met up at nighttime, like 5 o'clock, when everybody they were really bombing everybody, right? They were lighting bombs. They were
launching. I got so many pictures.
And you saw some girl get hit in the pussy with a bomb.
Thank you, Pickles, for bringing that up. A left-wing liberal, I don't want to be racist or anything, but she was of the Asian descent. They shot a flashbang grenade as they were shooting hundreds of flashbang grenades at the crowd. This lady's doing a news report, and a flashbang grenade goes off right between her legs and explodes. She's in a baby blue, gorgeous, and she was gorgeous, by the way, a baby blue, woman dress, whatever you call those things, not a pantsuit, a skirt suit. Bro, I'm talking about blood everywhere, dropped to the ground. I think she might have died, and they never reported on this. A flashbang grenade exploded in her pussy area.
Oh my God.
They never reported on it.
It was just the way that you
yeah, what are you laughing at? That lady's probably a paraplegic right now.
Wow. So we got Roseanne Boyland, we got Ashley Babbitt.
The other one, Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah.
Boyland, Babbitt, and the Asian chick.
And the Asian pussy blaster. Nice.
Yes. It did not end pretty for her. I think it ended her career.
You would think if that happened, you would see that, in the media at some point. I mean, somebody got their pussy blown up. Wouldn't you think that?
Never saw it.
Never saw it. It's always burying the good stories. God.
Oh, and that's a good one.
And then, so you saw a lot of, did you see any other crazy stuff that day, the standout stuff?
A guy right in front of me took a grenade to his face. It blew his whole fucking cheek off, and you could see his teeth.
I saw that. I got a picture of that. Maybe I'll put it.
Well, that's probably my picture. It's probably my picture that you saw.
My picture. I got my picture of that. And he was.
You saw one?
Yeah, that guy. After he got hit with the pepper ball in the face like that, he was walking around. A lot of people saw him.
It wasn't a pepper ball, Pickles.
No.
I got hit right in the head with a pepper ball right here. Look.
Really?
See that scar? Right there.
And then afterwards, we went back and basically partied and drank for the rest of the night at the Airbnb. Isn't that correct?
Yes, some kind of. And by the way, that was a podcast as well. One of the most wildest times, because and I'm sure, I don't even know of you, but I was too paranoid to go back to the hotel. I was like, holy fuck, they're going to fucking come for us, bro. And so we went to this Airbnb. I remember it was a basement of a house, but it was finished. And it was almost like a hideout for the night. I felt like I was, like on a bank robbing expedition, and everyone was looking for us. where we hid out that night in this basement of this house where I'm not going to say that there was hookers there, but there was just women that just loved.
What was the general consensus of everybody there? It was a feeling of like partying, right? And like happiness after what just happened. We had no idea of the hell that was going to come upon us for the next 4 years. We were just jovial.
No, you had no idea, Pickles. And that is proven through the fact that you took your airplane home. I hitchhiked. I felt like, holy shit, I'm in deep fucking shit. I mean, I had people calling me on the telephone from my high school who I hadn't seen in 25 years saying, dude, was that you? I'm like, what are you talking about? Was that me? Are you there? And I'm like, I can't respond because I already felt like we were in trouble. But so we were in the bottom of this house, an Airbnb, and so morning time. You know, I don't want to talk about what happened with all the girls over the night. You know, it was girls love Proud Boys. That's it. Girls love Proud Boys. But when the sun came up,
I know nothing about what you're talking about, my friend. Nothing.
And the air got thick. And it was time to escape DC. It was the escape of DC that morning. So we had a van. It was leaving in an hour and a half. I'm about, 7 miles from the hotel. And all my shit's in the hotel. So I'm like, hold on. I got to take a fucking Uber to go get my shit out of the hotel. And so I did. I take an Uber. I literally felt like, I don't know, it was nuts. I take this Uber. I'm going through town. I get into the hotel. It's like 007, bro. This is a mission, dude. All I want to do is get in my room, get my shit, and get the fuck out of here. So, I mean, I walk in. Obviously, I'm fully masked. You know, I should have been fully masked at the celebration, but I wasn't. And so I'm fully masked up now. I am straight to the room, grab my luggage, get my luggage, go back out to the Uber that's still waiting for me. Hop in the Uber, get back all the way to the other side of town in DC. You know, it's a 10 mile by 10 mile town. It's about 6 miles. I had to take this Uber. And I'm just waiting for the cops to pull me over. And they didn't. So I get back to the Airbnb where there's a lot of people that are hopping in this 12-person van. Oh my God, this 12-person van trip. Holy shit. There was this black guy with us. I have no clue who he was. He was from Jacksonville. He pissed in a bottle, like a Welch's grape Welch's bottle. He pees in this thing and he puts the top on, but he doesn't put the top on all the way. And he sticks it in on the floor. It's sitting on the floor. And, you know, we're driving on the interstate. This bottle starts rolling all over the van, back and forth, everywhere, side to side, front to back, oozing piss out the whole fucking time. 2 hours into this trip, there's pee all over the floor of the van. It's a rubber floor. It's a rental van. I don't know these guys from fucking Adam. But, man, what a wild ride. So, yeah, and as we're leaving DC, as we're leaving the Airbnb, the next door neighbor is like, I know who you guys are. I'm calling the cops on you. They're going to get you. And we are like, and we're driving down the wrong way in a one-way to get away from this lady trying to get her license plate, which I'm sure she probably did or whatever. But what an insane morning that was. It was just insane.
And
then
you mentioned the black guys, so that just there's more proof that Proud Boys are.
Oh, I'm racist.
Not racist. What?
But it was the black guy that didn't put the lid on his fucking pee bottle and set it on the floor. I mean, not saying it was Enrique, but it was a black guy.
And he did the same thing too, and he was having diesel therapy. He was talking about that, all the peeing he had to do, and that while he was going from one prison to another. Those black guys can't hold their urine.
Yeah. They got small bladders. At least that's what I think.
So, okay, you had a gripe about Donald Trump not signing the pardons. That's really why you wanted to get on today. You wanted to talk about that. And so you received a pardon, just like all these other people. 1,500 people received a pardon. I believe I received a pardon. Actually, I think my case was just dismissed. I don't think I was actually technically pardoned. My case was dismissed. But you received a pardon. I just had Gina Bisignano on. She's the Beverly Hills insurrectionist. She was the one that was wearing Louis Vuitton and Chanel boots and speaking out of the she was leading the charge, getting everybody to go inside. And anyway,
I remember her.
Nobody signed her pardon either. She just had the pardon. She just showed it to me right before you. And I said, "Is there a signature on that pardon?" She said, "Nope."
How was that valid?
I don't know, TeeRoy. What do you think's going on here? Huh?
Well, let's contemplate real quick.
Since I was not pardoned, can they come back after me because they just
because your statute of limitations once Trump is out of office, will have reached its limitations. Me, however, I already pled guilty to a felony. I was already what do you call it?
Adjudicated guilty.
Yes, adjudicated guilty. At that point, you become a felon. I was just awaiting sentencing. So here's what I fear. I was already proven guilty. I was awaiting sentencing. I was already a felon. At this point, I'm an ex-felon. However, there is nothing that I can, and you know me, bro, I do a lot of research on different things. There is nothing that protects me from becoming a felon again in the future because he didn't sign the pardons. Sure. My case was dropped. It was signed by my judge, Rudy Gutierrez or some shit. That an order of dismissal was signed by my judge.
Oh my God. She used that word twice or 3 times in the last interview. I'm going to do a lot of bleeping.
But I was already convicted. So to me, it seems like a very uncertain, very unsure about this pardon. You know, Trump brings up a lot of Biden auto-penned his pardons. Well, you didn't even auto-pen my pardon, bro. You didn't even spit on it. Trump has tried to say that Biden's pardons are invalid because they were all used with auto-pen. Well, you didn't even sign mine. You didn't even sign mine, bro. So what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, Trump? My man, Trump. I'm supposed to turn myself into prison on May 6th, which is 10 days from today. I'm supposed to go into prison for 5 years, 10 days from today.
You're still supposed to? No.
No. I was supposed to.
Right.
But the pardon that keeps me out of prison hasn't been signed by the president.
Is that the deal you took? 5 years?
Well, I didn't get a deal, Bobby. I got charged.
You pled to one felony, but that was carrying a weight of 5 years in prison. You're getting ready to go do a 5-year bid just now? Wow.
Yeah, and the judge told me in court, I could sentence you to less, but you're looking at 5 years. The prosecution wanted 2.5, but I can give you a full 5. You understand that, Mr. Garrett? Yes, Your Honor, I understand that. And, so May 6th, I was supposed to go to sentencing and to learn my fate. And so what I'm getting at here is that when Trump is out of office and I don't have a signed pardon, the Democrats
are fucked.
Yeah, the Democrats should be able to. I will not be able to or they won't be able to send me to prison. It'll be past the statute of limitations. However, I was already found guilty in a court of law, convicted as a felon in a court of law, in the federal court of law, in Washington, D.C., of all places, of a felony. And so there's nothing stopping them from saying, he's still a felon. He doesn't get any guns. He can't vote. There's nothing stopping them. As far as I know, I'm still a felon. I can't vote because my pardon was not signed.
Wow, that is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Waitress is back. All right, thank you.
You're making me thirsty over here. Jesus.
I didn't even... Bro, I still got my last one.
You're making me thirsty. Please
I thought you got a drink.
I got water.
That's not a drink. That's a water. Fuck. I've known you a long time, bro, but come on, man.
So you almost make it, just like me, you almost make it the full 4 years without getting caught. You and I, we were always like worried, looking over both shoulders for the 4 years, wondering if they were going to come for us. They never did.
3 years and 20 days. 3 years and 20 days it took the FBI to catch up with me.
Eventually they come for you. And tell me about that day. Tell me about your arrest day.
Oh my God. It's just another day in sunny South Florida. I own a business. That day we were doing flyer stuffing. So I've got a guy over at my house, my flyer stuffer. I run my business out of my house. And we've got the table set up. We've got all the fucking rocks. We got all the bags. We could talk about this later, but part of the process includes you need a big plastic bins to put the flyers in. So I've got 5 or 6 plastic bins in my truck. And so I'm like, all right, Kenny, let me go get you some bins. So I walk out to my truck by the way, in my shorts. I sleep in shorts. So my sleeping shorts, they're short shorts, bro. My short shorts, bro. No shirt, no shoes, no fucking service, bro.
And this is how you were working that day? You were working like that?
Well, it was early, I had hold on, Pickles. I got to deal with something. The cops are here real quick. I'll be right back. What was something to talk about real quick? I'll be right back. They're wondering what I'm doing. I got this.
Oh my God, we're about to see somebody arrested.
No, I'm doing a podcast. No, bro, I'm cool. No. How are you doing? Oh, man. No, it's good. Truck's not even on, bro. They got these fucking cops that walk around here. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, I'm back. He just wanted to make sure my truck.
You should.
He just wanted to make sure. He just wanted to make sure my truck wasn't on. I didn't have the key in the fucking.
You're not even supposed to have the key in the car. You should take that.
No, the key's in my pocket.
Shouldn't even be in the car. Why don't you take it and throw it outside or something?
It's all right. They know me. I'm pretty popular around
I thought we were going to be able to capture your arrest, man. That was going to be great.
No. Yeah, it would have been cool, but not for me.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Anyway, where were we?
So that day when you were being arrested, you come out in your short shorts.
Oh my God!
You're getting one of those containers to hold the flyers.
Oh my God, bro! So I walk out.
Kenny, I'll be right back. Let me go get one of those containers. You walk out, and then boom!
I'm in spandex, bro. All right, fuck it. All right, I'm in spandex biker short. You know, the bicycle shorts. That's what I sleep in, bro. And so I walk. My house is set up. They don't fuck with. I learned through this entire process that the type of house that I have, they do not raid. I have 2 balconies that face the front of my house. And I have a fence, a 6-foot tall fence around the front of my house. There's a doorbell. The doorbell's on the gate. It's not on my front door. It's on the gate outside. Well, you've been to my house, you know. And so they had been sitting there since 6 a.m. This was noon, 12:15 p.m. They had been sitting there since noon. And man, they could not wait for me to come out of my hole. And so I come out of my front door, out of my front gate, and I've got, this big area behind me. You probably remember, big kind of jungle-like area behind me. And unbeknownst to me at this point in time, but this FBI agent comes out of the bushes with a 12-gauge shotgun, and he follows me all the way to my truck, as silent as he can be, with a 12-gauge to the back of my head. And I didn't hear him. So I get to my truck, and all of a sudden, 2 more trucks just pull up right on my truck. 4 fucking FBI agents in each fucking truck. You got a full-size truck, a full cab, all the windows down. The only persons in both the trucks that weren't pointing guns at me were the drivers. And then I turn around to run, and there's a guy behind me with a shotgun, a 12-gauge fucking shotgun pointed right to my fucking head. He's about 5 feet away from me. And he says, "Troy Garrett?" And I say, "What is this fucking what is this all about?" And he says, "Come on, Troy, January 6th? Oh my God, are you fucking serious?" "Yeah, we're dead. We're very serious." "Oh my God, you got to, it's been 3 years and 6 months and 20 days. Oh my God, you can't be serious." Yeah. And, bro, I live in this HOA. Everyone's retired except for me. And I mean, these old people, bro, they're getting out their cameras. They're getting out their videos. They're all videoing me. I'm in fucking spandex, bro. I'm in fucking spandex. I'm fucking barefoot. I got a beer belly, bro. I got a beer belly. It's shining in the sun, bro. And I mean, oh my God, bro. I don't know. They picked, I don't know how the timing could have got picked worse, because I had at least 5 neighbors and a contractor. There was a contractor 2 or 3 houses down, 2 or 3 townhouses down, working on the balconies and replacing rotten wood. And he's up on a fucking ladder with his fucking phone filming me. Which, by the way, I still see him around town every once in a while. One of these days, I'm gonna ask him if I can catch him at the gas station at the right time. Can I get that video? But holy shit! Then, so they put me in. No, they didn't put me. They held me outside of the truck, and this is June 26, 2024. It was probably 90 degrees outside at noon. Dude, and I had just got out of the shower, by the way. I don't know about you, Pickles, and I know you live up there in Antarctica, but when you're down here in Florida, you take a shower and you go outside right away, bro, you are sweating your fucking ass off. It's just all that, I don't know, humidity and the water that's in your skin. I mean, my face was dripping, drenched. And they had me out there for probably 20 minutes with AR-15s, 12-gauge shotguns. The Martin County Police came. They came to monitor the situation. And so the Martin County Police were there. There was 8 federal officers. They had 2 trucks. Martin County Police had about 2 or 3 trucks, SUVs. And so they confiscate my phone. Luckily, they didn't raid my house, dude, because I had a 16-year-old.
Because right after that, a couple months later, they finally got me. They probably got some kind of evidence from your phone because we were in a text thread together with a bunch of people who were there that day, and nobody was being very, quiet. Nobody used code words or anything like that. We were being pretty ignorant.
Well, Telegram is supposed to be double encrypted and nobody can see this.
Yeah, but we were on the phone on a regular text chat. And then we kept, that's the thing. When you were arrested, we kept talking within the same text thread. Like nothing had even
I know, and I kept telling you motherfuckers, well, not you, but Jesse to shut the fuck up. You fucking idiot. Shut up. Stop texting me. What?
Yeah, they definitely got me because of that. Because you fell down, then they got me. That's what happened.
Could be, man. Not my fault though. I take no blame for that.
So did they let you put some clothes on before they put you in the back of the paddy wagon?
Yeah. At that time I was about, which by the way, I lost about 25 fucking pounds over this whole fucking thing. But at that time I was about 225, and they allowed me to call my wife. I said, I have a child in my house that we're basically babysitting. He's 16. At that time, he's 15 years old. Can we not scare the fuck out of him? Can I just call my wife rather than you go fucking knocking and pounding on my fucking door to tell my wife that I'm out here in the driveway getting arrested by the fucking FBI? And so I couldn't believe it, but they said, yeah, no problem, man. Give me your phone. Let me call your wife.
Oh, that was a trick.
Well, it could have been, I don't have anything on my phone. Bobby, we're not scumbags, bro. We like to call each other scumbags, but we're not scumbags. So here's my phone, motherfucker. So, yes, Mrs. Garrett, we've got your husband in custody out here in the driveway. Could you come bring him some shoes and a shirt? By the way, no. I wore the spandex to jail, bro. I wore the spandex to court, bro. They did let me get this t-shirt, but my wife, she grabs me the smallest fucking t-shirt, and not on purpose, but the smallest t-shirt she could find in a hurry. And I'm over here like, babe, I'm a XXX. And she grabs me like a large. and it says Bush Light on it. Bush Light is what it says. And it doesn't cover my belly, bro. I know 220 isn't 320, but bro, I looked like I was 320 pounds in this fucking t-shirt, bro. So they cart me off to fucking the federal courthouse in Fort Pierce, Florida. And they stick me in this metal. It's all metal. The only thing that was concrete was the floor and the seats. Everything else is metal. Even the fucking walls, stainless fucking steel.
I know. I was in one of those too. Yeah, I hate that.
They sit me and the air conditioner's on 50, dude, and I have no clothes on, bro. I got a t-shirt, spandex underwear, and fucking shoes with no socks. And so they put me in this fucking jail cell for 3 or 4 hours. It was 12:15. My court date was, or my, what do you call that? Arraignment. Arraignment was at 4 p.m. So I sit in this.
But you got right in and right out, huh? You got right in and right out. Did they let you go?
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I was very important that day. The only reason I sat there in that jail cell for 3.5 hours was because they needed the Orlando news. They needed Miami news. They needed the West Palm news. They needed the Port St. Lucie and Stuart, Florida news to show up. And so, and they told me, well, we have to wait for the media. The media? What do you fucking mean? Well, the media wants to be here for your hearing or your hearing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
Were you happy to be getting all that attention?
No, man. Actually, I lost, bro. After this happened, I lost probably about $100,000 in jobs I had already signed contracts with. And over the next 3 months, I'm out about 3 months. And over the next 3 months, I lost probably about, let's say 20 jobs. I lost a whole crew. The crew didn't want nothing to do with me, which is fine. I didn't want nothing to do with them if they didn't want nothing to do with me. But I lost about a whole crew of 7 guys. That's a crew for me, 7 guys. I lost 7 workers, and I lost about 20 contracts. But man, it was amazing, bro. Like literally, I'm in court. No one's allowed to be there except for the news. And they, both sides of the courtroom, they got this, the media aisle and the media aisle, and there's just cameras everywhere. I mean, was I happy? No, but hey, everybody likes it when there's fucking 14 news stations fucking taking pictures and putting you on live and breaking at live at 5. A Martin County, Florida resident has been arrested. A ProudBoy for going to the January 6th. Like, holy shit. Then the phone. And so after my arraignment, this bitch up in Fort Pierce, I call her a bitch because she was a bitch, not because she was black, because she was black. She was a bitch. She says, oddly enough, the federal DC prosecutor's office doesn't want you to have bail. And she says, that's fine. I can let you out for free today. However, I'm not going to abide by their guidelines. If you don't come back to court, it's $250,000, Mr. Garrett. Do you understand that? So she let me out on my own recognizance, but if I didn't make it to my next court date, I owed the federal government $250,000. Well, I guess I'm going to that fucking court date.
Yeah, well, that was good. That was very fortunate of you to get out. I was as well. I was released on my own recognizance too.
So I'm out at 4:35 p.m. And you know me, Pickles. I like to get a margarita. I like to get me a little, some beers, maybe a little vodka and orange juice. I like to drink on the water. So I'm at my favorite tiki bar. We're going to call it a tiki bar for now, right? Just for this show, because it's called the Coconut. And here we are. And they've got it on the WPB Channel 5 or whatever down in West Palm.
Did you take?
Here comes my mugshot.
Did you get
my mugshot?
A wardrobe change before you went to the bar?
Yeah, I stopped off at home. So my wife had to drive all the way up there. It's a 30-mile drive to the nearest federal courthouse. She brought me a set of clothes, and we came straight to my favorite tiki bar. And by the way, the Coconut Bar in Stuart, Florida, one of the best bars you'll ever go to. Shameless pun or whatever you call it.
Plug.
And so we're sitting here at the Coconut, and on TV comes my face. I mean, I look like a child fucking molester, bro. I should have sent you this picture first, bro. I literally look.
Send it to me after. I'm going to put it in here.
I will. And so, oh my God, my wife's like, oh my God, I'm on the fucking news already. It's been like 20 minutes. We only sat down for 20 minutes. Local Proud Boy, Florida Proud Boys, Martin County resident arrested for, what was there? Insurrection. Storming the Capitol. And I'm like, oh my God, babe, we got to get the fuck out of here. I gotta go home. Fuck, I've only been there 20 minutes. I'm just trying to process. We got to go home, babe. Got to get out of here. The bartender's like, is that you? Man, 2-3 days later, my phone is just ringing. Oh my God, bro. My daughter in Omaha, Nebraska calls me. Dad, is there something going on with you? I was trying to keep it a secret, Well, what do you mean? What's going on, babe? Well, I don't know. Somebody just sent me this. Actually, her husband's sister sent me a clip or whatever, a link. And did you get arrested? Jesus Christ, man, nothing is sacred anymore. So then I got to break it to my daughter. Yeah, your dad's probably going to go to prison. Yeah, I know. You thought your dad was a really good guy, but yeah, I'm a piece of fucking shit. It's just the way it feels,
Which side of the political spectrum is she on?
Oh, full right-wing, blood fucking red, bro. She called me a hero, bro. She told me, Dad, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. You go to prison. What's the longest? Well, at that time, it was 17 years they were trying to give me. 17 fucking years they were trying to give me, Pickles.
And you didn't even go inside.
Didn't even go inside, bro. The judge at the court thing was in Fort Pierce was like, you do realize, Mr. Garrett, that you're looking at 17 years in prison. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, you can't be fucking serious. For getting pushed into a cop shield? So yeah, that's how that went down, man. FBI raided my fucking driveway. I'm so glad they didn't go scare the shit out of this kid we were watching.
How do you feel now that you've been pardoned by the president, even though there is no signature and it leaves open these possibilities of these loopholes? What do you think, man? How do you feel? You feel good, though, that you're at least pardoned and you got that monkey off your back?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm supposed to turn myself into prison on May 6th, or was. I feel real fucking good about that. And bro, I'll tell you what, that gave me so much energy. Getting that pardon, bro. Oh my God. Bro, I was literally shutting down my corporation, which is Unlimited USA Inc., bitches, in case anybody wants to know. Shutting my corporation down. And man, now I am making it blow up. I mean, I've got $300,000 plus jobs on the books we'll be doing this year. And plus I'm doing, $4,000 or $5,000 paint jobs twice a fucking week, man. I'm banking the fuck out, dude. So I didn't let it Well, it was destroying me. It was destroying me, bro.
You were kind of just living your life, though, like it wasn't, you're putting it out of your head and just living your life, right?
Shutting it down, getting ready for prison. And then the veil was lifted. And, man, I've been kicking some fucking ass. I'm not going to lie, dude. I mean, hey, knock on fucking wood. Actually, I have real teak in my truck, by the way. My GMC. So I'm going to knock on that teak. And, man, what a fucking moment. January 21st, was it 20th or 21st? I know that he signed that order, but I don't think I started getting the calls from my lawyer and my probation officer. You know, you're on pretrial release, you're still on federal probation. And my federal probation officer calls me and she says, hey, well, I called her and I said, you know, I just heard on Fox News that Trump's pardoning all the January 6ers. And she says, yeah, well, I haven't got the paperwork, so you need to keep on doing you keep on, you know, checking in and keep on doing your shit you're supposed to do. No problem. And she calls me back 5 fucking minutes later. She said, I got the paperwork. You're off. You don't have to check with me anymore.
T,
I think it was January 20th.
Did you stick to all the pre-trial things that they impose on you, like not smoking pot?
No, because I'll tell you why. Well, I'm going to prison anyway.
You are a criminal. You really are.
I'm going to prison anyway. What am I supposed to do? Abide by the law? I'm going to prison anyway. But no, my federal probation officer told me it's not illegal to smoke pot in DC, and your probation is out of DC. I had no restrictions, 0, except for check-in every Wednesday. All my they did not give me any alcohol restrictions. They did not give me any drug restrictions, which I'm not a druggie. You know me. I fucking maybe I'll snort a fucking rail of cocaine if somebody gives it to me. I'm never buying that horse shit. I won't even snort this shit, dude, because half the shit gives you a bloody nose. But she straight up told me, I've got murderers, I've got rapists, I've got drug dealers, and then I've got you. And I'm not interested in you. Check in with me every Wednesday by text message. So she was great, man. My federal probation officer was great. And I'll tell you what, my fucking lawyer was great. You know, it was $50,000 to retain a lawyer who was licensed to do business in DC. And so I hired a freebie, man, because I didn't have 50 fucking grand. If I had 50 grand, I wanted my wife to get it all. I'm going to jail anyway. I don't want to spend 50 grand on a lawyer and go to jail anyway. So I said, no, I'm going to take the freebie lawyer, the free one. And so my probation officer and my lawyer, dude, they were so great. They were so fucking great. Oh my God, my lawyer is now representing Ryan Ralph. You know who Ryan Ralph is, right?
No.
Ryan Ralph is the idiot, moron, dumb fuck that had his AK-74, by the way. It wasn't an AK-47. If you're a gun guy, you know this. The AK-74, which is the long barrel AK-47. He had about 12 more inches to the AK-47 barrel. It's a sniper rifle. And so he had a AK-74 and he had it pointed through the fence at the Trump National Golf Course, and Trump was 2 holes away. You remember this?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah, he got arrested in my county. He did his crime in Palm Beach County, but he got arrested in Martin County by the local sheriffs around here. And actually just a few miles from my house. So my lawyer is now representing him.
Wow.
So she went full spectrum. She went from Proud Boy insurrectionist to Trump assassinationist. That's who she's representing now. I text her still from time to time. You know what? She is a great lawyer. I had a long talk with her. She was like, these guys are going to charge you 50 grand, 60, 70, $100,000. I will do just as good a job for you. I promise you. I want your case. I want to represent you. I want this case. And I was like, all right, you got it. You're free. Fuck. But man, she did a great job. She really did.
That's great to hear, TeeRoy. And speaking of spectrums, I appreciate you joining me today on the spectrum and telling me your story and sharing with me the conspiracy Q level stuff that you think is going to happen
past Q, bro.
on. Now that Trump
this
did not
is V,
sign
bro.
the pardons.
This is past Q. It's V. Victory.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate you, man. So you're gonna learn. Did you learn anything from your lesson? Did you stop finagling and hanging out with those types of people? Those proud boys, those proud people. Did you stop that? Did you learn from your lesson? What did you learn from your lesson? Anything? Never going to a large scale protest again. Never.
I will protest. But I'm not going to go like, let's say that Nancy Pelosi's having a large scale protest and we're going to go counter protest. No, I'm not going to be there, bro.
All right.
Nope.
Fair
and
enough.
I'm not traveling across state lines.
Good.
I'm not traveling across state lines to protest.
All right. Well, TeeRoy, I'm going to let you go here before you get a DUI and you get arrested again and end up in the clink. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you being on the show and talking to me for an hour.
We still have one more podcast to do, Pickles. It's about the cure to cancer, bro.
Okay. Well, I'll have you on again for that.
Yeah.
I'll have you on again for that.
Time,
we'll
buddy.
talk about that. Okay?
I love you, brother. Thanks for having me on.
I love you, brother, too. Have a good one. Bon voyage.